The first tick on the Nifty coming through with a cut of 130 points, not looking good. The Sensex is down about 500 odd points and the Bank Nifty is down about 400 points. Straight off the back, the advanced decline ratio is at 1:5 in favor of the decline. So the market is clearly quite perturbed with what's happening across the globe and a sell-off coming through. Adani Group stocks are under pressure early this morning. Adani Ports, Enterprises down about 1 to 2 odd percent. BPCL is down about 2%. A lot of these crude sensitives are in focus this morning. Asian Paints is down about 2 odd percent. You have Sun Pharma that's down 1.5%. Tech Mahindra, Hindalco, SBI. So, it's across the board actually. All stocks on the Nifty except 3, ONGC, HCL Tech and TCS. Barring these 3, all stocks are in the red. TCS, of course, because of that buyback. ONGC because of the way crude is moving. And HCL Tech comes out with numbers this week as well. So do keep an eye out on that. The other couple of stocks that you'd want to look at from the heavyweights, some of these pharma names are under pressure. So Sun Pharma, Apollo Hospitals, etc. are trending in the red. But weak opening for the market. The important bit is now, right? Whether the dip gets bought or whether it accelerates further. Time will tell, but for now we have restricted our cut to less than 150 points.
Well, that's right. Sonia, so the gift Nifty was suggesting 40-50 points odd, which wasn't looking very appropriate. But I think 140, 150 points for those that wanted to go ahead and buy the Nifty, well, this would be on their wish list, and you'll have to keep a stop loss of closure around that 30 points odd, maybe 19,470 should be that important level that you should hold out for those that are looking to buy the dip. But stocks in focus. You have Titan that's under some pressure. The stock is down close to 100%. Tata Steel as well is taking a cut of close to 100%. And Abhishek told us that Bank of Baroda's numbers weren't so impressive. So that one as well is opened up with a cut of more than 1%. With regard to Titan and Tata Steel, I think it's more with regard to what's going on with the markets because those numbers were more or less in line. No big disappointment out there. Prestige, the quarterly update looked quite good. The stock opens up with a gain of close to around 2%. MCX, they're given the green signal to move to the new platform. So that's why that stock, after gaining close to around 4% in Friday's trading session, is still up close to around 2%. Order wins, you had Solar Industries that won an order, a large order. So that's opened up well in the green. You have GOCL, they as well won an order. So GOCL as well should come up for you in the screen. And RVNL as well, that's the other one in there that had won an order. So that stock as well opens up well in the green as we speak. Some of these PSU banking names are taking it on the chin. PNB and Union Bank, both of them under some pressure, down between 3 to around 4% odd. OMCs are taking a hit because crude oil prices have spiked up. So you have HPCL that's down close to around 3% odd. In the green, you have Oil India. Crude oil prices moving up. Good for ONGC, good for Oil India. So both of them bucking the trend, up 1.5%.
Well, 140 points is what we have in terms of a cut on the Nifty, just at about 19,500 at this point in time. So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming up straight off the bat. IRFC is down about 3.5%. Some of the bigger volume-led losses that are coming through. I think we've got, cuts coming through in, I think, Union Bank we mentioned. But there is other stuff as well. For example, Indigo, if we can have that up, which I think is coming up with a 3.5% cut, almost, I think, 4% cut at one point. But there is, things are changing around fast, so we'll have to give it some time. But volumes are also picking up. Suzlon is down about 4% or so. Stocks at about, just under 28. That did very well recently. Cochin Shipyard is down about 2.6%. Kalyan Jewellers, I think, saw a very large move on Friday. It's double this year, 2.25% lower on Kalyan Jewellers, 252. Ircon is down about 3.5-4%. So some of these railway stocks are coming up with some cuts. Utkarsh, Small Finance Bank, that is down about 3.5%. Again, something that has done well recently, and especially on Friday as well. There is some red on the screen. Market breadth, of course, is skewed in favor of declines. At least that's the way we are starting at this point in time. MCX, as both Nigel and Sonia highlighted, 3.5% up right now. Prestige, you'll be hearing from the management a little later in the program. Stocks up about 2.25%. Supreme Industries is up about 2%. That's just under 4,000 rupees on Supreme Industries. On volumes, HCL Tech is coming up with a 1% gain. Solar Industries, there was a large order win, 2% higher on that one. And there is Fortis, which is coming up with about a 1% odd gain as well. Maybe look at Keynes Technologies as well, which is up 3%. So, there is some 300 stocks which are higher as opposed to almost 1,700 stocks which are lower. Sonia.
By the way, I just want to make one mention on TCS because the stock has hit a fresh 52-week high today ahead of the buyback, right? And of course, a buyback is a positive signal, but Morgan Stanley has put out a very interesting note where they say that out of 15 times, about 10 to 11 times the stock performances getting into the buyback is much better than the performance post the announcement. So, you don't want to chase it from here on because history has taught us that post the announcement of the buyback, the stock actually comes under some pressure. I mean, the last 3 times the buyback was done, there was a fall of anywhere about 1 to about 5% post the buyback. So maybe a lot of the news could have been in the price.
Absolutely. Well, keep an eye out on that one. 0.5% higher for now.